To begin our first technical session. To present Economic Master Plan and Blueprint at 2047, may I invite Mr. M. Mahadev, OSD MMRDA, on stage. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a big round of applause as we welcome on stage Mr. M. Mahadev.
Good morning, everybody. On behalf of MMRDA, a warm welcome to this summit. And without much ado, let me commence with my presentation. So, can you all hear me clearly? Yeah. So, a little bit of, the performance of our great state. So, the highlights, what I would like to say is that, we are number one state in terms of economy. That is something which is very important. We contribute about 15% of the nation's GDP. So that is a very significant contribution. We also have a very young population. 63% of the population is in the working age group. So that is another important parameter of the state. And most of our population, close to about 50%, resides in the cities. So, which is a increasing trend. We go to the next slide. Now we come to MMR. Okay. Now here you see that 15% is the contribution of the state to the nation's GDP. And here we find that MMR contributes 5% to the nation's GDP. So that how important is the economic growth or economic development of MMR to the nation's GDP. And we have about 2% of the country's population. As mentioned, earlier also, the state has an urban population of about 45%. But if you see MMR, it is mostly urbanized. About 95% of the Mumbai metropolitan region is urbanized. And, our population is close to about 25 million. Yeah, thank you so much. And at present we have an employment of about 10 million. And that is the GDP where we are now, about 140 billion. And this is all in US dollars. So we hope that by 2030, we should be able to ramp up that 140 billion US dollars to about 300 billion US dollars. So that is our target for 2030. And accordingly, the GDP per capita also is, proposed to increase from 5,426 US dollars to about 10,000 US dollars. Yeah, so this gives a little bit of the, administrative part of Mumbai metropolitan region. We have two full districts of Mumbai city and Mumbai suburban. You have 9 municipal corporations, 9 municipal councils, and we have a lot of these important highways which are passing through Mumbai metropolitan region. The Eastern Express Highway, the Western Express Highway leading to Gujarat, and then you have the Sion Panvel Highway which is leading to Pune and the hinterland. Yeah, so Mumbai, also known as City of Dreams, Maximum City, city that never sleeps, because of all these reasons. It's the financial and business capital of the country, home to about 25 million people, 10 million jobs, about 300 kilometers of coastline, beautiful coastline. We have a rich heritage history. We have about 7 UNESCO World Heritage Sites in the city, which is really unbelievable. We have this, it is the home to the Hindi film industry, known world over, Bollywood. We have world-class sports infrastructure, global connectivity. We have a huge, now MMR is of course having 2 international airports which provide connectivity to not only other parts of India but also overseas. Cultural diversity through its festivals. Yeah, now coming to an overview of MMRDA. So MMRDA is a 50-year-old authority established by the government of Maharashtra. Initially, we are basically into town planning, preparation of regional plans, but our mandate has also been expanded to develop infrastructure projects, mainly the metro projects and other road projects. Of course, we are also dealing with, water supply. You name the urban infrastructure project and we are there. So this is our, vision, so to say. We hope to develop MMR as the destination for economic activity by promoting infrastructure development and improving the quality of life. Yeah, so this is our organizational structure. We have an MMRDA authority, which is actually headed by the Deputy CM, who is also holding the Urban Development Department portfolio. Then we have an executive committee headed by the State Chief Secretary. The MMRDA administration per se is headed by the Metropolitan Commissioner, and he is assisted in his duties by 2 additional Metropolitan Commissioners and a joint Metropolitan Commissioner. We also have, all the departments which are needed for effective city planning as well as infrastructure development. You will find we have a planning division, we have a land estate division, social development, town country planning. Then we have urban design, transportation communication, which is a key department. We have the engineering department, and besides others. And we also have the key other department, which is put at the end, the Metro Project Implementation Unit. Yeah, so these are the various activities which we perform. We are into transportation. Okay, we do the comprehensive transportation study, which is basically a study conducted every 10 years in which we collect the data and analyze the data to project the transport scenario for future horizon periods, both short-term, medium-term, long-term, and accordingly prepare a implementation plan, transportation plan for Mumbai metropolitan region. We also are in this process of implementing the 337 kilometers of the metro master plan in MMR. Then coming to the infrastructure, we are the developers of the Mumbai Trans Harbour Link, the MTHL, which was commissioned a few years ago. Then we are also doing projects on the Eastern Western Express Highway, various flyovers, roads, the Surya water supply scheme, which provides water supply to Mira Bhayandar, that was also developed by MMRDA. Then we also are into, we can say, the area development, which the Additional Chief Secretary also mentioned. We are involved in this Ramabai Ambedkar Nagar slum rehabilitation also in association with association with the SRA. So this is what is the vision: connecting people across 6,300 square kilometers, which is the area of MMR, within 59 minutes. That is important. So under an hour, you will be able to reach any corner of MMR, enhancing the quality of lives of 23 million by providing delightful travel experience to 10 million commuters through world-class mobility and attracting 180 billion investment and adding 3 million jobs to achieve US 300 billion economy by 2030. So this is our main vision, or which drives MMRDA now. Yeah, so coming to the economic master plan, MMRDA in association with Niti Aayog has prepared this economic master plan for MMR. So this is a key document which is actually providing the basic parameters for this economic blueprint or economic master plan. So this is what it says. So presently we are, at 140 billion USD. Our GDP is about 140 billion USD, which we propose to ramp up to 300 billion by 2030, and by Amrit Kal to 1.5 trillion. Okay, so if India is going to contribute, or India is targeting, that's what the Secretary also mentioned, that if we are targeting 30 trillion by 2047, MMR's contribution is going to be 1.5 trillion. So jobs, we are going to add another 3 million jobs by 2030 and another 10 million jobs by 2047. And accordingly, the GDP per capita is going to progressively improve, which is a good news for all Mumbaikars and people residing in MMR. So these are the 10 strengths of MMR which will going to drive its future growth. One, it is the financial capital, as I mentioned earlier. It has the largest port and trade hub. So JNPT is already operational, which is the largest container port in India. You also have Mumbai Port, And now, you all know that a new port is coming up at Vadhavan also, which is actually going to be much bigger than even JNPT. Globally connected, we have 2 international airports, and a third one is again going to be planned at Vadhavan. So 2 airports are already up and running. One at Mumbai CSMIA, and the other is at the in Navi Mumbai. Bollywood art and entertainment capital. We have beautiful coastline of about 300 kilometers stretching right from both on the east and the west side. Large cosmopolitan center, manufacturing hub. We have a very good startup ecosystem, multimodal domestic connectivity, and historically, India or MMR has been an economic powerhouse. So we have a good base or foundation. Yeah. So this is the various areas which are going to add the GDP as well as the jobs. So one of the growth drivers is your global services hub. Okay, that is one. Then, as I told you, that mass housing, especially in association with the SRA, various housing projects are coming up, which is going to add another 3 million affordable housing units in MMR. Global tourism, development of, the Film City area, a lot of other smaraks. Ambedkar Smarak is also going to be coming up shortly. So all this is going to increase your tourism potential. And then again, we have airport city, like the secretary mentioned. We're going to have Edu City. We're going to have a Medi City close to the airport. We are going to have Innovation City also in Mumbai 3.0. And we are also going to have other growth centers just close to Thane and on the outskirts of Mumbai city. This is something which is very important, because all this development which is going to happen by way of housing and the other infrastructure development, you need excellent transport connectivity. So that is something which will be looked into, and it will be promoted on a very large scale, like you mentioned. And world-class urban infrastructure and transport. Again, we are, you must be aware that, we are planning a lot of initiatives or, interventions for last mile connectivity, and the port taxi is one of them. You're also going to see the picture is seen on the extreme right, is the bullet train also, which is going to shortly commence, say from 2029 onwards, from the Bandra Kurla linking Mumbai with Ahmedabad. Yeah, so affordable homes, as I said, 3 million. We're going to have office spaces from increasing by 150 to 175 million square feet, premium hotel rooms, new colleges. So you're going to have this Edu City, which is going to come up in Navi Mumbai, warehousing space, tertiary hospital beds, again the Medicity, which is going to come up, industrial area, various growth centers identified, especially for industrial area near Alibag and on the outskirts of Thane, you can say, just beyond Thane, are planned. Yeah, so here if you see the various developments which are going to happen and the investments which have to happen. So 140 billion is what you're seeing the GDP now. Various initiatives which are planned by the government, about 30 key projects. I'll brief you on the projects which are suggested by the Niti Aayog, and also has taken part of the MMR Growth Hub, which is a government-driven initiative. So those projects I'll talk to you about later. Then various policies which are going to bring about this growth to 300 billion. You can see them categorized. And all the government departments are involved. It's not only MMRDA, it's MMRDA, CIDCO, you're having MIDC. So all the government stakeholders, they are all will be part of this initiative to achieve that 300 billion GDP by 30 and 1.5 trillion by 2047. Yeah, so as the secretary also mentioned a little while ago, the private sector involvement in this is going to be very critical, and we expect that private sector is going to bring in about 125 to 135 billion in to achieve this target. So 70% of the additional requirement of investment is going to come from the private sector, which is actually huge. So private sector has got a lot of responsibility towards reaching this target of 300 billion, then 1.5 trillion by 2047. Yeah, so we have already taken steps towards the implementation of this sustainable master plan. So, earlier, if you see from 1970 to 1991, the growth process was very slow. Okay, most of the development was probably Navi Mumbai had just started. 1970s, Navi Mumbai had taken off, and then the development in MMR was basically restricted to Mumbai city and the new town of Navi Mumbai. But then gradually what has happened, if you see from 1996 to 2011, that is the regional plan, you found that, the wholesale market was shifted from, moved from Mumbai to Navi Mumbai. You find that, BKC took up on a large scale development of the financial center in BKC. That was something which took shape and was, actively involved in the MMR development. And then the main development you can say is beyond 2016, where you have a lot of these TOD type of development, or you can say the metro connectivity, the enhanced metro connectivity really happened 2014 Line 1, which was the first PPP project in the country. That was commissioned, and then gradually you find that the metro projects really took speed. And at present you have about close to 100 kilometers of metro lines in operation in MMR. Yeah, so these are some of the growth centers which I was speaking to you about, which are proposed all over MMR. So you can see right from Vasai in the west to Kharbao, say beyond Thane, and then right up to Poinad, Alibag at the southern side, you have growth centers spread all over MMR, which are going to fast track the economic growth of the region. Yeah, so this was how the travel pattern also moved. Now, if you see, up to 1990, it was basically, from the Virar western suburbs, you used to move to Nariman Point for jobs. Similarly, from Kalyan area, we used to move to Nariman Point, and from Navi Mumbai also. But now there are various other growth centers and other residential hubs which are being developed because of this suburban rail connectivity also expanding and the metro rail connectivity expanding. So that is how it is going to look in Mumbai 3.0, where you find that the number of growth centers, which was earlier only in, say, BKC or Nariman Point, you're going to have growth centers spread all over MMR and well linked through suburban and metro connectivity. So this is going to make all the growth centers and the residential areas well connected, interconnected, which is very important for speeding up growth. Yeah, so this is the metro master plan which MMRDA has prepared. So we have about 14 plus lines in MMR, plus there are lines which are being developed by Mahametro also in Thane, which has a ring railway. Then you have metro master plan, which is also prepared by SIDCO. So in all, this comes to about 400 odd kilometers of metro line, which is going to be proposed, and probably it will be commissioned in the next 5 to 7 years in phases. And we also have at present about 100 kilometers of metro lines in operation. At present, the metro carrying capacity is about 8.5 lakhs per day, which in 2031, hopefully, we expect that, we will see reduced traffic congestion on the roads. Lot of traffic will be moved to metro system, and we expect that, by 2031, there will be a huge jump in as and when, these metro network gets expanded and commissioned, you'll have a huge jump in the metro ridership. And hopefully it will, be close to that 13 million number, which is actually projected. Yeah, so these are the details of the metro lines which are part of the master plan. Now, if you see the green ones, they are basically lines which have been commissioned, and the orange ones are the ones under construction. The one thing which you would like to really appreciate here is that no city has got so many metro lines which are under construction at the same time. So that shows the amount of funding which is going into the construction of these metro lines. Even if you see Bangalore, they are doing it in a very, phase by phase manner, and they are gradually extending. Whereas in Mumbai, considering the urgency of transportation to effective economic growth and infrastructure development to economic growth, the government has decided that we have to take up these lines simultaneously so that the network effect is obtained and you have a lot of people using public transport, you have better accessibility to all parts of MMR. Yeah, so because of this metro connectivity, better last mile, first mile access, what do you expect is that the public transport share will increase, you will have lower IPT share also, so you won't have too many cars, you won't have too many autos, so you will find that your average journey speed is increasing on the roads because of reduced congestion, which is at present very low to about 37 kilometers per hour. And this will be a huge contributor to the economic development of the region. Yeah, so these are some of the projects which MMRDA has taken up and completed in the last decade. Some of the important projects, if I have to mention, are those metro lines 2A and 7, basically which provide connectivity in the western suburbs, leading right up to Dahisar. Then you have, I told you about the Metro Line 1, which is the east-west connectivity connecting Versova and Ghatkopar, which has been implemented on public-private partnership by MMRDA. We have the monorail also. At present, it will be shortly, resumed. Services are expected to be shortly resumed. And we also are going to connect it to, Metro Line 2B at Chembur, so that, there will be that interchange effect also. So the ridership will also increase. Yeah, so these are some of the important projects in MMR which have been commissioned. The Navi Mumbai Airport was commissioned recently. Now, recently there was a news thing that they're going to start the international flights also from Navi Mumbai. The Mumbai Trans Harbour Link, which is actually very critical to provide connectivity from Mumbai city or downtown area and central Mumbai to the Navi Mumbai, the airport. The Mumbai 3.0 is very critical. The MTHL is critical for that. The Trans Harbour Link is expected to get more and more traffic once the Shivdi-Worli connector, which is under construction, that is complete. So that will be linking it to the coastal road. So all these infrastructure projects, you can see, they are being fast-tracked. I'll go quickly in the interest of time. So these are some of the important infrastructure projects or heritage projects also, you can say. Bharat Ratna Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Smarak is coming up. You have the Balasaheb Thackeray Rashtriya Smarak, that is coming up, and numerous other road projects. Yeah, so the amount of, the secretary was speaking about finance. So if you see, he mentioned that, about 5 lakh crore is being, spent or worth of infrastructure projects are ongoing in MMR. So MMRDA itself is spending about 3 lakh crore. You can see that data on the screen. Metro projects about 1.5 lakh crore. Your ring roads, I'll come to it in the next slide, about 50,000 crore. Then you have 1 lakh crore for other infra. So all totaling about 3 lakh crore. So this is something which I would like to bring to your notice. This is how we are decongesting Mumbai by developing these set of 7 ring roads. So you have right from the inner ring road, which is actually from the downtown area, or you can say the actual Mumbai city area, and that goes on, increasing. There is this coastal road, which is actually running from Nariman Point, you have right up to Worli, and then you have the Worli-Bandra Sea Link, and then from Bandra, you're going to have this coastal road to Versova, and then from Versova, you're going to Dahisar, and then from Dahisar, you're going to basically go to Virar using the Dahisar or Uttan Sea Link, Dahisar Uttan Virar Sea Link. So that is going to go to the extreme end of Virar. And then you're going to have the multimodal corridor, which is going to actually run from Virar to Alibag. So that forms the outer ring road. And then you have the MTHL. So you have the outer ring road from Virar. You're going to come to Navi Mumbai. Then from Navi Mumbai to MTHL. Then through the Worli Shivdi connector. And then you have the coastal road, which can again take you to Virar. So that is going to be the outer ring road. Yeah. So this is something which MMRDA has taken on a pilot project, that is the automated rapid transit system in BKC. So this is another initiative to provide last mile connectivity in BKC and solve the congestion issues. So at present it is proposed to be implemented phase-wise. The first phase is about 3.5 kilometers and we have about 8 stations. So basically what we are trying to do in the first phase is, we are trying to connect the Bandra station with BKC, that is the, you can say, the GST Bhavan in E block of BKC. And the other end, we will be connecting Kurla station with the Bharat Diamond Bores. So that will be coming close to Bharat Diamond Bores. So basically, we are connecting both these stations, suburban railway stations of Kurla and Bandra with BKC. And hopefully in another 2 years' time, the construction work has started. Hopefully in 2 years' time, we should have the phase 1 up and running. Yeah. So this is something which is very important, the first mile and last mile connectivity. So MMRDA has been spending a lot of time in planning and implementation of the multimodal integration at each of the Mumbai metro stations with not only the BEST, but also, you know, providing the interchange with other metro stations which are close by. Cross FOBs across the highways so that you can cross over easily. So these are some of the initiatives which MMRDA is taking to provide very good multimodal integration at each of the metro stations so that the ridership is improved and people have that sort of accessibility to reach and accessibility to reach the railway stations. Yeah. So this was, I just touched upon this project. It's a very prestigious project of MMRDA, wherein we are trying to, you know, rehabilitate this slum of Ramabai Nagar in Ghatkopar. And this is, you know, this project is already kick-started. And we hope that, you know, we'll be able to, you know, provide about 1,700 slum tenements to the people there. Yeah, so these are the competitive strengths, or you can say this is something which the MTHL is going to really provide the competitive edge, you can say, to MMR's growth. And you know, what we are planning is that third Mumbai, which is about 324 square kilometers in the MTHL zone. So this will be just beyond Naina. You can see that in that area, so it will be just beyond Naina. And this 3.0 will also have, you know, the innovation city and other developments associated. We are also the SPA for Palghar and, you know, the south side beyond Naina. So Mumbai 3 is also part of that area. Yeah, so this is the when we did the economic master plan with the Niti Aayog, there was a lot of brainstorming about what are the projects which should really drive this economic growth, which we are talking of, say, by 2030, where we want to achieve a GDP of 300 billion USD, or by 2047, when we want to achieve a GDP of 1.5 trillion USD. So what are the growth drivers? So these are the projects which were identified. One was the Vadhavan Port City-led development, Vadhavan Industrial City, the Boisar high-speed rail. There is a bullet train stop at Boisar. So around that, we want to have a growth center. Then there is a bullet train stop at Virar. So there also we are developing a growth center. Kharbao, this is just beyond the creek, upwards of Gaimukh. Then we are also developing tourism related at Gorai and Mud Island. Then BKC and Wadala, we are also financial centers. Naina is being developed by CITCO. MBPT also developing their own SEZs. Then we have the Goregaon Film City, they are doing development. Then Alibag, Padigar Logistic Park. So these are the various projects which are going to act as the drivers. Now, he also touched upon the secretary about the various MOUs which MMRDA and various other government authorities have signed with prestigious financial institutions, funding agencies, consultants, contractors, suppliers world over. So we are associated with the World Economic Forum, then we are associated with the Crossrail of UK, we are associated with various other consultants. So this is how, the funding assured, funding is sort of, so to say, stitched across for various projects. So bottom line is that about 10 lakh crore is the total funding assured. Yeah, so these give some of the details of the MOUs which we signed over the period of years. So you can notice that in 2023, we have also signed a MOU with the University of California, Berkeley, for development of local growth centers. Yeah, so this is the photograph of taken when we signed that MOU with the Davos World Economic Forum. Yeah, so this is the details of the MOU signed at the WF Davos 2025. Just it gives a flavor of who are willing to partner with MMRDA in this economic growth. So that is something which is eye-opener. You can see all the top firms, real estate, it could be financial institutions, it could be, the academia, all are interested in this partnership with MMRDA. And this is the, the message from the founder, chairman of World Economic Forum. And MMRDA is, the only, you can say authority, organization of the government, which has got a MOU with the World Economic Forum. So what's next? So these are the outcomes and the impact. So this is something which is very important. So we will be aligning with the UN's SDGs. So basically the green public transport is something which is very important. Then job creation, I told you that we are planning to add about 3 million jobs. Then future-ready infrastructure. So infrastructure will be robust, resilient, it will be safe, it will be sustainable, and at the same time it will promote equity also. Affordable housing is a very important aspect of the economic growth. So about 3 million affordable housing units are proposed to be created. Public participation. So basically we would like to involve all stakeholders who are part and parcel of MMR to be part of our journey towards achieving the economic targets. Environment sustainability, very important. Mobility, connectivity, digital platforms. This is something which I can just touch upon briefly. Each authority or each arm of the government, or you can say ULB, is very much focused on digital platforms. To give you a small example, there was this event held, I think it was held last month, wherein BMC has launched this Civet Twin, which is actually a very important AI-enabled tool which speeds up your development permissions. So that is something which is going to reduce drastically the time required for anybody to required to get their development approvals, get their plan approval. So that is an important development which I can give you as an example. Yeah, so this is how we move towards a sustainable and prosperous MMR. Quality public transport, affordable housing, robust economy. This is how, I showed you the drivers which are going to help you boost the economy, ease of living, and clean and green energy. Yeah, so this is how we would like to move up the livability index. This is a snapshot of where we are and where we would like to go. You see that, we are having a very high density of population, but gradually we want to move up to more density, more livability. Density is actually good. Okay, rather than spread, density is actually good, but we must ensure that we provide proper affordable housing, proper transport, we provide accessibility to jobs which are going to really improve your livability index. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you for the patient listening.